Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about another episode of Dueling Book Commentary. Hopefully this one works out better than the last one. Not the last. Well, the last one was a 53-minute duel. Like, just one duel. And the last one, technically, was 2 days ago. I was trying to do this, and I did like 4 videos. I watched 4 duels, did commentary for all of them, and none of them worked out. But we have the Big Mike 210 with 1259 rating and 748 experience. He's taking on Lil Jake James with 346 rating and 46 experience. So the Big Mike is kind of boosting Lil Jake James right now. And boosting him so much that Big Mike was like, I don't know, you can't be that bad before they were doing rock, paper, scissors. We know the Big Mike is playing Zodiac. We know that both players are playing 40 card decks. Both players are playing 15 card extra decks. It could potentially be the mirror. The mirror is definitely something that you should watch out for at your locals. It's just unfortunate, you know. Konami and the TCG said no ban list until after August. A lot of people think that means there's a September ban list. That's not necessarily what it means. It could mean a lot of different things. It could mean there's going to be a ban list September 1st. Could mean there's not going to be a ban list until December. Most likely, that's really strong. Most likely, there's going to be a ban list sooner rather than later, but you never know. But anyway, we see Rat send Ram. We see Hammer Kong go on top of Rat. We see Broad Bolt attach to summon Rat. And now we are seeing Maxi chain to that and Broad Bolt detaching to search for a Beast Warrior that can be normal summoned or set. I'm curious as to like what cards Broad Bolt can't target. And like what was Konami afraid of? I know, like you can't get cards that, because there's some really OP Beast Warrior type monsters that can't be normal summoned. Like I don't know what the target is that he can't hit. So we see the Big Mike setting 3 and passing after adding Whiptail. Only giving Jake James 1 card off the max seed. And man, this is why I just don't like this card. I think this is a fine card. As far as if it was on the ban list, it would be fine. But like, it's just such a degenerate card, man. It's just, ugh. Luckily for Jake James, he's playing Zodiac, so you can just dry and pop that real easy. We see a Thoroughblade normal summon, no effect used, which is interesting. In my opinion, the only situation where you'd want to summon Thoroughblade is if you have a Zodiac card to detach. And if you don't, like, he must have not had Tenki, Mirage, or any other Zoo card. Like, that's insane. I'm not sure what the terraforming target was, but it's most likely Pure Zoo versus True Draco Zoo, unless the Big Mike is running something else in his deck, and I just didn't get to see it. It could be Kaiju Zoo as well. But after little Jake James's what went on top of Borbo? Was that Hammer Kong? It's like his Borbo, and he summoned. I don't think he didn't summon Brawl. It may have been his Brawl. After his Brawl got striked, he scooped immediately, so now he's going first. So we're going to get a really good look at what he's playing as well. Oh, I'm so tired. Whoa. So no Ash Blossom coming down on the terraforming. We do see a Drolling Lock bird. Now, the Big Mike didn't set, or didn't really seem to side anything, so I'm pretty sure Drolling Lock bird is being mained, and in that circumstance and in that situation, that was really strong. We see a Thoroughblade normal summoned. Big Mike's going to activate Thoroughblade's effect. Probably trying to bait out the back row little Jake James has, and he had the Ram in his hand. In my opinion, Ram is such a strong card. And here's the thing, Dryden's probably going to get hit, but even so, Ram's probably the best target to summon off Chakanine. I don't think Chakanine's going to get hit, so Ram might just be a crisp 3 of, to be very honest with you. Keep in mind that the Broad Bull that was just put on top of the Thorough Blade has 1600 attack thanks to his effect. He's detaching to search, and we see a D-barrier chained to that, calling Xyz. So for a lot of people thinking that Xyz, and a lot of people are saying D-barrier isn't that good of a card, doesn't stop links, True Draco doesn't get hit by it. It's an insane card. Like, it's still a really... There are still a lot of... And we're having difficulties. Big Mike, I don't think, saw that D-barrier got activated. And we're seeing... Like, it's still a very powerful card to the extent that it can still end a player's turn. To the point to where Big Mike now just wants to not even summon the Chakanine, but he's actually going to just keep the Broad Bull with the Thorough Blade on underneath it. Now, Broad Bull's attack gain is an effect, so unfortunately D-barrier will make his attack 0. That is unfortunate, but yeah, that's all he can do. Interesting that the Big Mike... he discarded Joel and Lockbirds. We knew that was in his hand. He summoned Thoroughblade, ditched the Ram. We don't know what he drew. And he had 4 other cards in his hand. It's interesting that nothing else was a combo extender. I understand you can't summon any more Xyz, but if they're not combo extenders, they're probably also not... we did see a Ghost Ogre come down on the diagram, but he's probably not running any traps. He's got no traps in his hand either. Jeez. So, we see diagram attempt to activate. That explains why Jake James couldn't do a whole lot when Droll Lockbird was activated, because he had three Dragonic diagrams in his hand. A lot of people aren't really running 3 for that specific reason. Maybe not for that specific reason. For the chance you have 2 diagram and terraforming in your hand. But a lot of people really aren't running 3 of that card. And that makes sense. I think the deck setting is really strong. But anyway, diagram was attempted to activate it. Ghost Ogre did it. The next diagram was attempted to activate it. Ash Blossom did it. The next diagram was set on top of the old diagram, and it activated its effect. That effect resolved. I don't think any other effects could have resolved to stop that, unless it was the Sci Frame card that stops spells. But anyway, we see diagram popping Apocalypse effect activating to pop Broad Bull, and now we see a Dynamite Knight normal summoned, tributing Heritage and attacking for 2,800. We see a card set and passed. So Hand Trap's still very OP as Lil Jake James. While he does have the only monster on the board, and technically it's 3-3 in card advantage, the way Zodiac works, 1 card can easily get you there. Unless that back row for Lil Jake James is really live, like a strike or a warning or an order, even if it isn't that, it could be very bad. So we do see the Big Mike is running Kaiju Zoo, so this is, neither player is running, neither player is running Pure Zoo, both players are running a Zoo variant, with probably the best 2 Zoo variants, other than the Pure, being Kaiju Zoo and True King, or True Draco Zoo. And we see is that the Star Destroying? Yes. We see the Jizukuru, Star Destroying Kaiju summoned, and what is his original name? Kamungus, that's right, I knew that. The Sticky String Kaiju summoned. So, in card advantage, Lil Jake James takes the lead because of activating Dynamite Knight's effect to summon return, but Rat Fear coming down. Wow, it's really inconvenient for Lil Jake James, because Big Mike can plus a lot out of that. And what's even better is with a Ram already in the grave, Big Mike can send Combo if he's running it. And Combo's not nearly live yet. Actually, it's pretty close. It's got 4 targets already. Now, you're going to probably want to keep the Ram in grave, but after you go through all the things, you summon Borbo, you detach, summon Rat, you summon maybe Tigris just to attach Thoroughblade for the attack gain. You summon Chakanai to attach Tigris. You summon Ram for the defensive stat. And you summon Dryden on top of the one that would be here, which I said Tigris. Unless you're running 2 Broad Bulls, then you summon Broad Bull. But he can still summon Tiger. I think I actually would still summon Tiger Mortar just because Thorough Blade gives you so much attack gain. Um, so I'm not sure what Little Jake James has in the back row. It could be a Mirror Force, and it could also be a Bluff. Not sure what Bluff it would be, but it could very well be a Bluff. If it's another Apocalypse, that's really strong. If it's a Return, that's unfortunate. But if it was a Return, I don't think Little Jake James would have searched for it. I guess I could be wrong. We do see Chakanine come down. I think that's early. But, it's really neither here nor there how, the Big Mike, who's now back up in card advantage, but it's really neither here nor there how he gets through his play. But I just think summoning Tiger Mortar first, or summoning Tiger Mortar on top of the Broad Bolt, attaching, adding Thorough Blade, and then summoning Chakanine and doing this whole thing here would have just been better. Yeah, because he could easily be doing what he's doing right now. I guess the difference could be in that situation, you would be less likely to want to link summon. But Zodiacs do have access to the card that just came out. It's that Earth link that points down. And he could have easily done it. He is doing the Tiger Mortar play, so he is actually doing the play I told him that I thought he should do. But he's just doing it in a different order. Actually, no, he's just using Tiger Mortar as material. In that situation, I don't understand. I don't understand that at all. Like, if you're going to summon Tiger Mortar for material, like, you have the Thorough Blade Engrave. I understand. No, but because 1, 2, 3, 4, no, because Hammer Kong's right there. So there's really, I don't think there's any reason to keep Thorough Blade Engrave in that situation. But we see Jizakuro attacking over Kumungus. Kumungus getting destroyed. Not sure what Little Jake James' back row is. That's really all you can do if you're the Big Mike. And we see Returns effect can activate Summon Out Dynamite Knight. And in standby phase, the Big Mike is going to activate Giant's effect. It's the only effect he can really activate. Oh, he's going to activate Combo's effect. Forgot about that, because that is live. And I think that's why he left Thorough Blade in the grave, but 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the one he just put back is 5, so I'm not really quite sure why he didn't make Dryden have 1600 attack. Especially because he left Thorough Blade in there, so I know, so it's clear that he knew that that play was there. I'm not sure. It's whatever. But with Dryden sitting in your extra deck monster zone as Big Mike, you kind of think to yourself, I don't really want to use Dryden as link material. We see a Masterpiece come down. He'll be unaffected by monster and trap effects. Returns effects going to activate, attempting to pop Dryden. Really nothing the Big Mike can do to that. And it was a true Draco card, and it is actually Disciples. So Disciples is going to return most likely Heritage, Return an Apocalypse, simply so Dynamite Knight stays in there for return fodder. That's what I would put back, but it's definitely possible he does something else. Because, well, I guess, because now, if you did that, I guess if you did that, you wouldn't have fodder for Masterpiece. So I guess there is merit to that idea. Plus, if you have no way of outing, yeah, I think that was probably better. But unfortunately, he didn't draw anything good enough. And while, yes, he could have gotten over the Jizakuro with Masterpiece's effect, Big Mike, 3 cards in hand, is going to draw another one for turn, possibly going to get another one with a Daigasto Emerald, possibly going to make a Link Summon. If Lil Jake James didn't draw anything really superb there, just having a Masterpiece, especially with Slumber Engrave, being able to just Kaiju over Masterpiece next turn, there's nothing really that's going to happen. So that's it. Kaiju Zoo, the Big Mike, 210, beating Lil Jake James' True Draco Zoo. If you liked this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Most importantly, guys, have a great day. What am I gonna do when the best part of me